What's up, y'all? I'm a little full. I just finished eating all this watermelon, y'all. I love watermelon. I love watermelon. But I wanted to talk to y'all because I was just sitting here thinking about the conversation I had with this lady yesterday. She one of like my little caseworkers or whatever of a workforce. And she we was sitting in there just talking. I went up there to like handle some business for her, do some paperwork, and she we just get to talking, y'all. Like, you know, it made me feel good when I could talk to people like that, because I don't really hold conversations much with people, because people don't be talking about stuff I like to talk about. Like, I like to talk about stuff like what I'm about to talk to y'all about. You know, sometimes I'm not gonna act like I don't like to talk about gossip, because I know I be loving some little tea sometimes or whatever, but that's not all I like to talk about. Like, and I don't, you know, that ain't majority of what I want to talk about. But so we was basically talking about just God and spirituality, and she was telling me to get my gun license, and I already had my gun license in Maryland, but I didn't have it in, I don't have it here, and I didn't think I needed to get it here because I know this is an open carry state. So through us just talking, it's just so funny that she tapped into like about what's kind of going on in the world, and many people are not aware of what's going on in the world. People be like, people talk about this stuff people say this all the time, and ain't nothing gonna happen. And one thing about history is history will repeat. So you can think that stuff is not gonna happen. It ain't about a matter of if it's gonna happen, it's a matter about when it's gonna happen. Because I've been telling you guys in these prophetic warning videos about what Russia is about to do to America. Like, of course your presidents and them ain't telling you guys this stuff because they don't want everybody to go in panic and go in a frenzy and go in to buy up all the stuff at the store right now. Just like with COVID. COVID was out in November and December. Was it September? It was out in 2019. It was already here. It was already in a newspaper article during that time, but we didn't know about it until March. But me and her we was just talking, and it was this other guy that she worked with. Like, I guess he kind of like her assistant or something, but he cool. He was cool. He's from Cambodia or whatever. He was just sitting there listening to us chat and stuff. I was talking to that lady for like 3 hours. Like, that's how you know it was some good conversation. I was just sitting up there chilling. Mind you, I don't do that. Like, I don't be sitting around talking to nobody for that long, especially you ain't my friend or nothing like that. Like, but she was real cool. Like, and that's why, you know, I just kind of wanted to do this video too, because God put people in your path for a reason. Like, and even she was saying that to me. She was like, I don't really like people. She was like, but I get them. She was like, and because like of her job, she was like, I can't talk about this kind of stuff with y'all. Like, you know, but it was something that gravitated me towards you. And I was like, really? I was like, I don't like people like that either. So I'm glad we actually was able to talk about this. She always nice to me, you know, when she called me and stuff and we be talking. She always sweet to me. And like, you know, she wanted me. She, you know, we was really chopping it up. I feel good about that conversation and stuff. And because I can't talk to a lot of people about like God and spirituality, and then about what's really going on in the world, because a lot of people are still of the world and they're still lost souls, so they don't really understand what's going on. So it'd be hard to, like, you know, it'd be hard to really talk to people about this deep stuff. So, but she was just telling me like to get my gun license here, because in the event that when stuff go down, they might try to change the laws, and you know how they are. Like, they don't make the laws to benefit us. Okay? They don't make the laws to benefit us. So we have to stay ready, so we don't have to get ready at the last minute. And what Russia is about to do to America, it's going to lead to war. I posted the video, and that's what I was telling her yesterday. I said, what's the odds? Like, a couple weeks ago, God, as I was walking to the bus stop, God allowed me to see all, like, over 100 machinery coming in. They was transporting over 100 big, y'all see it in my shorts. And I said World War III coming, because it is. Like, I haven't been doing many prophetic warning videos lately because God got me on assignment. Like, he got me doing so many different things in the kingdom, and it's just like, it's so much for me. I told you I get information overload, so it's so much that he got me working on so that I can like bring it to y'all. So I haven't really been doing much prophetic warning videos, but nonetheless, all the prophetic warning videos, like, y'all can go look at that prophetic warning playlist. All of that stuff ain't much more to elaborate on. I already told y'all what's getting ready to happen. I already told y'all what's about to happen to America. And this is all God ordained. Like, this is all God ordained because God is sick of what's going on here in the modern day Babylon. He's sick about what's going on over here. I feel like we're the modern day Babylon, but it's something else about Jerusalem that I'm looking into too. But anyway, so I'm just doing this video to tell y'all to get prepared. I've been telling y'all this for months. God moved me away from DC, away from Baltimore, the whole Northeast. He moved me away from there for a reason, and I kept on my journey. I know now, you know, I know the whole reason why he moved me away, but there's so many reasons why he moved me away. And when I had first started, you know, coming, I'm like, as I started reading the Bible, and you know, and I started reading about Joseph, and I was like, wow, I relate to Joseph. Like, I was moved off to a different area, you know, and I'm like, that's what made me start thinking, it's like, it's about to be a famine in the land, like, you know, all of that stuff. And it is about to be a severe famine in the land. It's going to be a severe famine in the land. And the other day on in my email or something, I got something about a nuclear attack that will hit, if it was to hit. And this is the thing, like, they are putting things out there, like, they are saying things, like I had told y'all in them prophetic warning videos. Even your presidents, they know what's about to happen. Even Trump, that's what me and her was talking about too. Like I said, one thing about it, people, I like Trump. Like, he might tell you a joke, but he won't tell you a lie. And people need to listen to that man because he know what he's talking about. He know what he's talking about. He warned us. He said, this will not be a recession. This will be the great, he said, this will not be a recession. This will be a depression. And it is about to be a depression. It is about to be a depression. People are not aware of what's about to go on. This is why I've been telling y'all in them videos to stock up. And to hear her say that stuff yesterday, like, she was talking about that she, you know, because she grew up, her granddad and grandma, they had land and cattle and all of that stuff. She used to work with her grandfather a lot, so she said, she was like, I know how to till the ground. And I was like, wow, it's so interesting that you're saying this, like, because that's what I really want. I really want to have my own farm, like, not so much of the cattle, but I do kind of want me some chickens. But she said snakes be coming around if you got chickens because of the eggs, and I will freaking shit on myself if I see a snake, bruh. But I do kind of want me some chickens because I do like eggs. I love eggs, and I kind of do want to do this. Like, it's kind of like cool to me. I just want to become that like country girl. Like my grandmother was the same way. She didn't have like the animals and stuff, but she had her own garden out back of her house. My family they got a bunch of land, what my grandmama did. You know, she died last year at 104 years old. And she had, like my mom said, when she used to live down there with her, or when she used to be down there, like my great-grandmother make them kids go out there, get the greens, get the food out the yard, go pick the food so she can come in and cook it. Like, and I just feel like my mom and my grandma, I don't know what happened between their generation. They moved to DC, got so city. My grandmother moved to DC, and they so city-ish, so at this thing, stuff has gotten lost along the way. And you know, we were just talking about the fact that people don't have survival skills anymore. And I told y'all that. That's why I say, like, I said it's crazy. I was just talking to somebody about this, even though I really be talking to y'all. I don't like to tell people I got a YouTube channel or whatever, like, because I don't. If y'all find me, that's on you. But I just don't like to be like, yeah, I got a YouTube channel, like, and I be talking about this stuff, like, I don't know. But, you know, especially because my little, I don't know. But, because the guy in there, he was like, oh, you got a YouTube channel? I was like, nah, I be making videos. I lied. I was like, I just be making videos. I just created my YouTube account, so I'm about to get them uploaded. I was lying. Because I don't want her watching my channel. Like, her, I don't care if she watched my channel, because me and her was talking, so she kind of know some stuff anyway. But yeah, like, she was just saying all of that stuff about how somebody that, I guess a channel that was talking about the off the grid lifestyle, because that's really how I want to be. Like, I want to know how to survive out here. If shit hit the fan and we don't have no food at the grocery stores, this is why I say we need to get back to the basics. We have become really privileged, and even though we are Black and the minority or whatever, we act like, you know, we're just so at the bottom, and of course we are at the bottom, but we're much more privileged still than other countries. They literally have to go, if they want a meal, they're gonna have to go out, fish for it, go shoot and kill their deer, kill their meat, slaughter it, all of that. And she said her grandfather used to do that. Her grandfather used to literally do that. They had a slaughterhouse and they had all of that stuff. And I think that's really cool. Like, if I was to ever get with a guy, I really want him to be like a country joint, like a country joint with a twang to you, you know? Because I really do. Like, I want that person I can build with and build this off the grid lifestyle with. Like, I want us to get a bunch of land, build our house on our land, and have our little animals. Not really many animals. I don't really want all of that. Just some chickens. That's all I need, because I don't eat meat like that anymore anyway. So, you know, and I'm trying to get off of the shrimp and stuff, just because I am learning that God don't really want us eating those type of things, shrimp and crab. So whatever, but that's another whole nother story. But I was telling y'all in that Wake Up Black America video that we are losing touch. We don't know basic survival skills. We need to know how to get out here and fish, skin it, cook it, feed it to our families. Like, what if something happens? We just so privileged, I feel like, that we're losing touch of stuff. And me, I want to know these things and teach it to my kids. Like, it's not about if you want to learn it or not. Like, for my children, it ain't about if you want to learn it. Because I was talking to the guy in there, you know, all three of us was in there just talking, and he was like, you know, I was telling, because she was saying that she want her sons and stuff to learn these things and to teach her kids this stuff, you know. She said she lost touch of it. Like, she said she grew up with it, but she just wasn't like in the kitchen with her grandmother, so she don't know how to like make the bread from scratch and all that. She used to be outside with her grandfather, so she know how to till the ground and do all of that. She was a tomboy type, so she know how to do that stuff, but the in-house domestic stuff she don't know how to do. And I want to know how to do it all. Like, I just feel like, you know, we was talking about this too. We was talking like 3. I spent most of my dang on day up there talking to her, but we don't know how to do a lot of this stuff. Not everybody, of course, but you know, I want to know that, especially me being a single mother. Like, it's just me and my children. So I want to know if anything happens, I have to know how to fend for us, take care of ourselves. This is why I want to start really going to the gun range on a consistent basis, get different type of guns and buy my different type of guns so that I know how to, and I want my kids to learn, like, I want to train them up so that they are war ready too, because if something happens, my little 6-year-old might have to get the strap. She might have to go get the Draco. She might have to go get it and know how to use it. I don't like to instill fear in my children, because I'm not scared of nothing but these bugs and snakes and stuff like that. Oh my gosh, I have to really get over that fear. I'm slowly but surely working on it, because that ladybug that was in here, I could have killed her butt, because I don't like bugs. Oh my gosh. But anyways, I let her live until she ended up dying on her own. But like, that's what we was saying. Like, them folk, they teach their little sons, little daughters early how to shoot, like how to hunt, how to do this. And I just feel like for us, we don't teach our kids. Like, even the guy in there, you know, I was saying a lot of the dudes these days, they don't even know the basics, like how to change a tire. Like, it doesn't matter if you want to change it, if you got money to pay for somebody else to come do it, you still need to know how to do the basics. The same way they feel like we need to know the basics of cooking, we need to know the basics. Because if something happens, you need to be able to do it. You need to know how to do it. You know, and that's what we was just talking about. Like a lot of, because the guy in there, the Cambodian guy, he was like that he don't know how to change a tire, and he said because he didn't, his dad does, but he don't really know how. He don't really know how, or his brother don't. And so the lady was like, well, is it because you didn't like want to, or just because he didn't teach you? He was like, it was more so like I didn't want to, but your brother don't know either. So it doesn't matter if y'all don't want to know how to. My dad, he made my brother, and we don't have, like that's not his son. But when he came in my mama's life, like he made my brother come out there, like, forget all that playing dinosaur shit. You need to come out, because my dad know how to build a car from scratch. Like, my dad is a real hands-on type of guy. Like, he knows how he worked out there with the forklifts. Before he had his stroke, that's what he did. Like, he was a machinery. Like, he picked me up from Garfield in that big old dump truck shit, dirty. Like, he really was, yeah. Like, he really a hustler. He really was about his money. And he really know how to, he was good with cars. So he made my brother get out there with him. Like, you need to pick up a wrench. You need to know how to do this stuff. Forget all that other shit. And I just feel like as fathers, these men don't teach their sons. Just like some of the women aren't making your daughters get in the kitchen with you. You're not teaching them how to be sanitary. Like, we have to train our children up in the way they should go. We have to really do that. It ain't about, like, you get in this kitchen and you know how to do this stuff. This is stuff that we have to teach these survival skills. And with everything that's just going on, like COVID, one thing about it, COVID really had woke me up that year, like I told y'all in a couple of these videos, because I'm like, dang, the shelves are empty. What you gonna do in a situation, what's about to happen, where the money faileth, like it says in Genesis, for the money faileth. That's why they was coming to, that's why God had Joseph on assignment. Just like me. That's why I say I'm in the Bible. God had me to store up food. That's what I was telling them. I said, y'all better, because the lady was like, she was telling the guy, she was like, I told you to prepare. I said, yes, it's going to get serious. It's about to get serious in America. And the thing is, when people cannot eat, when you don't have food, because it doesn't matter about having money. What did COVID show you? Everybody had money, but when you went to the stores, you couldn't buy shit with your money. So it don't matter about your money. It matters about having things to barter. You need to have stuff. You need to have the baking soda, the water, the canned goods, fruits, vegetables, the whatever, aluminum foil, lighters, so you can fluid, gas, like these type of things that people may need. Like, you know, and truthfully, I have a storage unit full of stuff because God told me to go and do like Joseph, store up stuff in the cities. He told me to do that because when the time comes, I'm going to be helping people out. Like, this is, God really has me here on assignment. When I tell you I'm not in Texas just for no reason. I'm here on assignment. That's why I don't have time for all the foolery, all that. Like, they was asking me, do you watch the game? I said, I do not watch TV. I'm here. I'm in life on a mission. I don't care about nothing else. I'm here on assignment. And now that I know what my assignment is, I have to work every day. I have to be like the ants, working real hard. Working real hard. We're not chilling around like the grasshopper. And then when the winter comes, now the grasshopper, you lacking. Because it's about to get crazy in America. And when the money fails, because these systems, y'all know what I've been telling y'all in these prophetic warning videos, what they're about to do to our systems. They're about to mess us up. Because we think, oh, this land is free. Oh, we're better than all the other countries because we have the top technology. We have the top weapons. So, SWOT analysis 101. Your enemy, your competitor, when you want to take them out, you need to know where their strengths at and their weaknesses. Their weaknesses, easy to tackle that. Their strengths, you want to see how you can bring down their strength. And how can they do that? Fuck with our systems. All this stuff that y'all been hearing going around with these banking systems and stuff, and people getting their money snatched. Look what happened to Super. She think that was really that girl. Some random girl went in there. You, like, that's not what that is. That's FED. That's FED. That's them. That's the top dogs. And who makes up the FED? The top dogs. These corporations know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. This is literally, and all I watch, like, I don't watch TV because all I watch is YouTube stuff about this type of stuff. Like, I watch my homestead channels. I watch a lot of educational stuff, whether it's educating me on money, investing, whether it's educating me on a spiritual stuff about the real deal about spiritual warfare and spirituality, the real deal about the devil and stuff like that. Y'all know what I be talking to y'all about. These Satanists, these devil worshippers, these warlocks, and all of the wickedness that's really going on in the world. I be watching stuff like that, like John Ramirez. Y'all need to watch some YouTube videos on him, because he used to be a former devil worshipper. And the lady, Erica. This is what I was talking to the lady about yesterday. Like, we was really chopping it up. But, I watch stuff like that, and I see what's going on. I just observe what's going on in the world. I observe what's going on. So to even hear, like, they keep talking about Robert Kiyosaki, whatever, the one who wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad. He keep talking about how you need to be doing better stuff with your money. Get your money out of these banks. I used to work at the credit union, and I know how it was when them people couldn't get their money, and we was like, oh, you could only get $100 because the system is down. First of all, when you put your money in the bank, all of it goes into the system. It's only but a certain amount of money that they circulate. Money is just circulated. They take that money and you see what they do. When you take your money, you give them $100, they enter that number into the bank, into the computer system, and then they put it over there. It's not like they're sitting holding on all these hundreds and thousands of dollars. You may have $250,000 in your bank. This person may have $1 million in their bank account. But do you think they're holding $1 million cash in a bank? No, money is getting recycled. And then the more that they print, they only print as needed. And when they print, half the time they sending it to them other dang on countries and sending it to the banks and stuff like that. But it's only in certain amounts. Like, it's just, when you peep what's really going on out here, you know that shit ain't safe. This is why they say don't just keep all your money in the bank, because the banks is not for us. They're not for us. Not even just us as black people. They're not for the people. They're not for the people. And y'all seen, like I was saying, y'all seen what happened with Super. Did she think that girl went and stole her that money out her account? No. They all, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and Chase, one of the top three banks. Top three banks. I don't bang with Wells Fargo or Bank of America. But none of them are to be trusted. A lot of these are owned by the same dang people. They all in organizations that they all own this crap. Just like when I looked up, because Warren Buffett, he owns Berkshire Hathaway. Then that company owns portions of Bank of America. Like, all of that, it's the 1%, they own everything in the world. You look them up, this business that they own, which is their parent company, might own another company, which now owns this company. Like, it's all business. It's all business, and this is strategically done because of what they got, what the feds have done with printing all this money, this whole thing during the pandemic, this inflation stuff, all of this. They're really talking about canceling the U.S. dollar, and the value of the U.S. dollar is getting depleted more and more and more. And other countries are starting not to rely on the U.S. dollar. And it's just, they're snatching people's money. They already started it. They didn't already started it. And just like what happened during the Depression back in, 1920 something, or 1930, one of them, when the real Great Depression, that's on the way back. That's on the way back. And when people are out of money, food, you go into survival mode. You go into survival mode, and now you're going to kill. Just like what goes on in the hoods. When you have a limited amount of resources, what are you going to do? You're going to begin killing so that you can take what they have so that me and my family can eat. Because you know how it feels. If y'all ever did a 3-day fast and even barely made it today, you know how it feels not to be able to eat. You feel like I will eat anything and I will do anything to get some food. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine being in a situation where there's not even no food at the store for you to go get. You might have to kick down your neighbor door and steal some of their food. You know what I'm saying? So I really just, and this is why she was saying, like, get your license, get your gun license or whatever. So I'm definitely about to do that. I'm definitely going to get my stuff here. And eventually, I want to get my daughter into training and stuff like that too. Being a single mom, I just feel like I got to stay ready. It's just me. And I got 2 kids to protect. I got to protect them and myself. So I need to be equipped. I want to be a sharpshooter. Like, that's why I really want to get my stuff. I want to get my different types of weapons and learn how to actively shoot. Because when I shoot, I'm shooting to kill. I'm not shooting just to scare you. I'm shooting to kill you, period. Because you should never come in my shit. You should never try to come fuck with me. So, best believe. But it's real. And that will cause with them when they come bombing these areas that they talking about. That's what I was getting to too. Y'all not be all over the place. But in that email, it was saying something about a nuclear attack on, dang, I'm on my phone. But it was talking about DC. These cities will not survive this nuclear attack. And you know they're going to attack our major cities, especially. They're mapping this out the same way I sit here mapping out where our stuff is, how our power grids, where our nuclear power plants are, where all our Federal Reserve banks are. Where the same way I'm doing that, do you think our competitor, our ops, is not sitting here plotting on this and they got Trump helping them out? Because Trump is really with the Russian mafia. He really with Putin and them. He with them. That's why he had to get in the office. What's the best way to learn the Krabby Patty formula and learn all the secrets of the government than getting a job in the government? Like they say, anytime you want to own a business in something, it's best that you go work in it. When you want to know how to take something down, when you want to know something, you go work in it so you know all the secrets to it. So you know. That's why he really got his butt in that government. You a businessman. What you wanted to be a politician for? But it's because you plotting with yeah, you know. And Putin, he ain't no whore. He ain't joking. He said, if we back Ukraine in that war, we're going to feel the wrath of God. He warned us, and he ain't playing. What movie was that? He said he ain't playing. Was it Friday? He was like, you think that man playing about his money? He ain't playing about his money. He ain't playing. And the email that I saw, it was saying something like the nuclear attack will be on these cities, DC, Houston. And that's why I say God moved me from Houston. Like, he moved me from there. He moved me from Baltimore. He moved me from all those areas. Because when they do that attack, the radiation, it's going to go for miles. Like, it extends miles. And the way I was just looking up on the maps, like, all of these cities, like, are on the coast. Like, I was talking to y'all about in that last video, you know, which is a bit different than this about, you know, who we are. We the Israelites, Native Americans, all of that. Like, but the major cities really be on the coastlines. And the power plants, they all have to be, like I was telling y'all in that video, life starts by the rivers, and by the mountains. Like, life starts there. That's where all of our supply come from, our energy supply. So our major power plants that runs to the other plants and to our cities and stuff, the major plants be by these bodies of water, by the mountains and stuff. A lot, if you look up on the nuclear power plant map of the United States, you'll see a lot of it is over around the Appalachian Mountains, like around that area. And the little email I saw, I think it was on like Yahoo News or something like that, and it was saying that these cities would not be able to handle a nuclear bomb. Like, they would not be able to handle, they would not have enough resources to like sustain it. So it will kill a lot of people. And even if it don't necessarily, because I mean, it will affect a lot of people, of course, but it's going to cause issues. Everybody's gonna be running out to the stores. Everybody's gonna be doing all of that, because the people who are left who don't, they're gonna be running to get stuff to eat, to drink, and it's not gonna be stuff left. And then because of the danger that's gonna happen, do y'all see what they doing to Ukraine? They, even their bridges, like they're destroying their whole, it's like they're destroying the whole land. And one thing about Putin is all bets is off of him. He don't, yeah, he's breaking the laws of war. So they say, well, you're not supposed to attack civilian areas where civilians are. He don't care. He sending his troops. He told them, destroy everything. And he gonna do the same thing to us. And this is why we have to be equipped. We have to have our weapons. We have to have stuff stored up somewhere where it's safe. Because at the end of the day, people might come trying to rob you for the stuff that you do have. And you need to be able to protect you and your family. You know, and this is a very, you know, kind of scary thing to think about. But look at history. Look at history. We're not exempt from nothing. We're not exempt from it. And that's how I look at it. I used to think like, oh, stuff ain't gonna happen. You know, stuff don't happen like that. That's just history back in the day. But at the end of the day, our future kids and their kids and kids, they gotta look back on history too and see certain things that have happened and see certain, like, history will repeat itself. And this stuff is coming. The fact that they got all them war machineries like that, like y'all saw in that video, it was over 100 machineries. Go look on my shorts where I said it's World War III is on the way. And I didn't even record all of them that passed through. It was, the line was already going when I walked up on it. They're preparing for this stuff, but they're not going to tell us because they don't want to send us in a frenzy. Like they did when everything broke about COVID last time. When the news broke, everybody ran out in a frenzy, buying up everything. Like, it was crazy. And that really opened my eyes, because I was, 26? So I was, oh, it was only 2 years ago. So I was 27. I never seen nothing like that in my 27 years of living. I never seen nothing like that. Like, I had never seen that stuff before, where I went into the grocery store and everything is empty. I've never seen that in my life. So that was like an eye-opener for me. And before that even happened, I already was stocking up on like tissue and stuff like that. And y'all need to start preparing with that stuff. All your essential items, like, look around. Like, look around your house and see, like, what is things that you guys can't live without. Like, I'm even like learning how to make toothpaste and stuff out of like the coconut oil and baking soda and stuff. And I see how many good uses that baking soda is for. So go to Sam's Club, Costco's, get the big thing of baking soda. Get stuff that you can. Even if you can only get the small ones, get stuff, because you might have to barter, and stuff that you have your neighbor might need. Y'all can swap it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to get crazy here in certain areas. Like, I don't know if all areas will be affected, but nonetheless, all areas will end up being affected, because just like during COVID, the whole world was affected by that. The whole world was affected by that. We got to get prepared, because it's not a matter of if it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. It's just a matter of when. You know, get your licenses, get the stuff that you can. Tax time is here. Use your tax money wisely. Don't keep your money in these banks, because so many people have been talking about what they have done to their bank accounts. And I've just seen it firsthand working in the bank. Like, I see how it was. And I seen when the system shut down, granted, when the system came back up, the numbers were still in place for people's bank accounts, but they're trying to wipe us out. Russia is not playing with us. They're not playing with us. And they're saving the best for last. We're distracted. We think, oh, they ain't got time for us. They over there focused on Ukraine. They still bombing Ukraine up. They still destroying Ukraine's whole land. They ain't got time for us. No. They saving the best for last. You get your weak links out first. You get them out first. Save your energy for the strength, for the strong enemy. You gotta save your strength for the big dog. They plotting though. And I already said Trump been helping them. That's why that whole situation with them looking for those documents and the chip or whatever they was looking for down at Margo, whatever his little Florida house name estate is called down there. But he helping them. Like, it's a lot going on in the world. People don't understand this. They don't understand that we're sheep living amongst a lot of wolves. It's a lot of wolves. Oh, we're being ran by the wolves. Okay? And like me and her was talking, we was really getting all into that because we want some land, you know. Because I want to be able to survive on my own. I don't want to have to rely on these stores and all the stuff that they putting in our stuff, all this stuff. Because me and her was talking about that because her mom died from cancer, and then another family member, I think she said, died from breast cancer or whatever. And we already know. I ordered this book, and I haven't even read it yet, but we already know where this stems from. It's from what we put in our bodies. We have to really start taking better care of our bodies and take preventative measures versus post measures. You know, because we was talking about that, and that's why she said she eat more vegetarian now, or whatever, because she got tested to see, because she thought it was hereditary. Ain't none of that shit hereditary. Like, even with my daughter's eczema, I'm trying to, like, my baby don't really eat meat like that. Neither one of my kids really eat much meat. They eat a lot of junk though, and like the processed stuff. I'm trying to get them off of eating like the Lunchables and all this stuff. I know they kids, they gonna eat that stuff, but it's what we eating. And my little baby though, she'll eat like she'll eat fruit all day. She really loves fruit and stuff. So I'm just trying to get our diets together, eliminate that sugar. That's literally on my vision board for this year, to eliminate the sugar from me and my children, because that sugar is what really is causing a lot of this stuff, a lot of the processed food, all of that stuff. I don't eat processed food, but I do still give my kids some processed food. And I really just be praying over that God change their taste buds and stuff. So, because I don't want that stuff hitting home. And that stuff is not hereditary. It doesn't have to, it's not hereditary. These are if anything, that's these evil spells that's been casted on the bloodlines. Like, don't even get me going into that, because this is what me and the lady was talking about yesterday. Like, and the fact that she understands this stuff, because somebody in her family, like, we was really talking about this stuff, y'all. But the best trick that the devil ever did was convince people that he don't exist. And he in fact exists. And he in fact has power. Not more power than God, but nonetheless, he has power. So we just really gotta do better. That's why I'm really just working on my health. For one, because I want to lose, some weight. But even still, it's just about putting the right things in your body. And I want to grow my own stuff, so that way I know it's not being manipulated. I don't want my foods being manipulated. That's why I say I kind of want me to get me my own chickens. That way I know that they ain't injecting my chickens with nothing, and my eggs coming out, with all of this stuff in it. But a lot of this stuff is what we eat, and a lot of the sugar. And like I said the other day, I'm addicted to sugar. But we really got to wake up and see what's going on in the world, y'all, and prepare. Like, stay ready so you got to get ready. We so distracted by a lot of this other BS that's going on. Like, we be worried about all the wrong things. We need to really be worrying about how to survive out here and properly preparing our families, properly equipping our families. So that's why I just really watch a lot of like homestead channels, like with the farmers. And my girl, Patera, and she white. And I like her though. Like, I really like her because she pay attention to what's going on, and she be trying to warn she be talking in her little codes, trying to warn the folks too, like. And she's a farmer. She has all her own cattle and stuff. Like, she has a homestead. I don't know what's the difference between like a homesteader and like a farmer or whatever. I mean, because she has that stuff, and I think it's kind of cool. Like, I really do think it's cool. That's all I want to get, man. I just want to become that person and get my own stuff and don't have to rely on getting all my stuff from the stores. Like, my main things I eat. Of course, you're going to get some stuff, you know, your flour, all that stuff. But your main food, you need to have a whole closet with your guns. You need to have this kind of gun, that kind of gun. Get you some arrows. Like, I just really want to be equipped because I'm a single mom, and one thing about me is I'm not going out without no fight, and I ain't trying to let you come. Yeah, no, I want to be ready. I don't want just no one little gun. I need me variety, because I might need one that that can shoot off 20 rounds back to back on your ass, back to back. Don't play with her. Come in my shit. Come mess with me and my cubs. Oh yeah. What Gucci say? Put them in the dirt. Like the baby. And come get this. I done neutralized them. That's what he said. He neutralized them. I'm trying to come in and shit. I neutralized them till you get here. Because I guess you're not supposed to shoot to kill. You're supposed to shoot to neutralize them. But right now, I just want to be sharp, because we don't know who it's going to have to be that we're going to have to be protecting ourselves against. When them Russian troops and stuff get to coming over here trying to get us, we might have to fend for ourselves. Fend for our own communities. Like, we need to wake up and stop just, we can't call the police, but please, somebody, no, I just want to be that type of person, because I want to be able to defend myself against anybody, because I don't trust nobody. I don't even trust 12. I don't trust nobody. Everybody opts in my eyes. So I need to know how to be a sharp shooter. You know how to duck and all that. Like, this is real serious business. And a lot of this stuff that they doing out here, the enemy is out. The enemy is out, and it's only going to get worse, y'all. Like, it's only going to get worse. They got us distracted with all the wrong things, and don't be oblivious to what's really going on. Wake up, turn off the TV sometimes at least, and do something else that's going to help stimulate your brain. Like, I'm really just big on this. This is your most powerful tool you can ever have, and it's a shame to let it go to waste just by feeding it with bullshit. Feed your brain with valuable information. Like, it needs to be stuff that's really going to take you far. Not sitting around only watching all the shows and all of that. And yes, I love the shows too. Well, like, you know, like Real Housewives and stuff like that. I do too, but I have to get this information. The stuff that I'm working on, I'll be able to watch that stuff again. I'll get to a point where I can watch that stuff again, but right now, like, I gotta focus. I gotta focus on learning the stuff that I need to know. Until I'm where I want to be at in life, I ain't got time to watch that crap. I don't. I got goals I'm trying to hit, and watching that stuff is not gonna help me reach my dang own goals. So I hate reading. I don't really like to read, But I read because the information that I need is in these books. These books be helping giving me understanding. And like they used to say, like they say, you want a black person to know something. You want for anybody. You want any type of person, but mainly for us. You want a black person to know something, put it in a book. I mean, if you want to keep secrets from them, put it in a book, because they'll never read it. They'll never read it. The moment I started reading is when my life began to change, when my mindset began to change. Because it starts in the mind first. That's when my mind started changing. One of the first books I read was Rich Dad Poor Dad. And then because I had bought that book, I had that book since I was in college, because my teacher made us buy that. She made us to buy The Secrets to a Millionaire Mind, and that was what she taught the lessons on in class. Miss Marjorie, I'm never gonna forget. I wonder if she still work up at Morgan. Miss Marjorie Adams. That's the only teacher name I remember, because that's the only teacher that I really learned some valuable stuff from. Because she was a real businesswoman. She wasn't just a professor. She was a news reporter, a businesswoman. Like, she really was dead. And she made us read it. So I still had those 3 books. It was Compassionate Samurai, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and The Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. I still had those books. After I left college or whatever. I don't have them now because I left them behind in Maryland. But nonetheless, I'm ordering new books. And then, so I started reading it again, like a couple years ago, when I was living with my mom. No, actually, when I got to, around the time I was living with my mom in 2018, when I moved back with her and stuff, and I was just trying to get myself together, and I really was trying to understand money and stuff like that. So I started reading that. I just wanted to change my life. Like that whole situation, me getting set back like that, it made me reevaluate some things. Just like now, like during times where I take L's, it's like a wake-up call for me. And it's like I have to learn something. It's something that I need to learn from this situation. And it's things and tools that I need to learn so that I don't get back in this situation again. Even though with this situation, I had to learn about spirituality. This is why God sent me on this journey, because I had to learn this. Learning this answers a lot of the questions that I done had for years. So, and even with the stuff, they say, you reading all these other books, the main book you need in life is that Bible, because the answers about money, it talks about all of that stuff in the Bible. It talks about God is the one. The reason these people know about these 7 streams of income is because that's in the Bible. That's in the Bible. Everything that people talk about now that I'm in the Bible, now I'll be like, everything come from there. That's why that's the one book you need to get and master. Because y'all know God's number is 7. For he created the world in 7 days and rested on the 7th day. Why the constant repetition of the number 7 in it. This is why 777 is the lucky numbers. When you go to the little casino, you get 777, or like hitting 777. 7 is the lucky number because that's God's number. Even with I ain't even about to go off because it's a bunch of things that I've been reading, and I'm like, that number 7, that number 7 is all throughout the Bible. Like, that's the main book that we need to know and master, because all the answers is there. All of these type books and stuff, all of this stuff, it's just like a little small breakdown and personal references of theirs and accounts of their lives. Like, this is the death of my mother, whatever. It's people piecing their little stuff in here and their little stuff. But ultimately, the real meat is in that Bible. So, yeah, y'all. This is just what me and the lady was talking about. And I was just so happy to have this conversation with her yesterday. I was like, I don't even talk to people like that. And we was chopping it up for hours. She ain't even want to leave. They was calling her because she had to do another meeting or something. So that's why I ended up leaving. But it was a really good conversation. And we got to get back to the basics. We have to learn these things. We need to know. We can't just rely on these people. Like, we're very privileged and we don't realize it. And we need to get back to the basics. So yeah, y'all. I'm done flopping my gums, but get your money out these banks. I ain't no financial advisor or nothing, but Robert was saying to buy your precious metals, buy real gold and stuff like that, because the value of the dollar. And I'm about to actually get off of here and go watch some videos. I watched this, I think the channel is called like Free Investing. I don't know, it's a couple different ones that I be watching, but I do, one thing about it, I do watch like these talks with like them top dogs, the Warren Buffetts, them type of people. I listen to what they be talking about, even though they ain't gonna always give all the juice. You really think they gonna give you all the juice? But you gotta listen. You got, when you know codes and when you know how to decipher between, you know, read between the lines, you see what they be talking about, right? And Robert, he really be like, he a straight shooter with his, so I really like listening to him. But yeah, you guys, I'll see y'all in the next video because I gotta go get some reading done and get some stuff done. So until next time, deuces.